Tuesday morning, rise and shine. This is Coffee Talk on a September the 2nd. Wow, we have made it into the second day of September. Can you believe it? Fall is here. We're doing the things. Rise and shine. I'm WESH 2 first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's doing in the world of weather, hopefully getting your day started off on the right note. Gotta tell you, when we look outside, it is a lovely start to the day here. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. If you've got plans to be out and about today, all I can tell you is, all right, good morning, everybody. We're going to try this again. I was on the wrong Wi-Fi signal. I think we're good now. Hi. Good morning to you. This is Coffee Talk. I'm WESH 2 first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. Apologies, I was on the wrong Wi-Fi net. We're good now. I think we're good. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's doing in the world of weather. A live look outside here. Of course, I have to get this reset. Hold on. Hold on a second. Hit the refresh button. This should reconnect. There we go. All right. A live look outside at the Kennedy Space Center, looking fantastic. It's a mix of clouds and sunshine this morning. In terms of the forecast, we're starting off lovely. Wait a minute. Nope, that's not it. What am I looking for? Coffee Talk. No, I'm trying to do you. Okay, here we go. Good night. Some days there are technical issues. Some days there aren't. All right, we're just going to do the best we can today. That's all we can do. All right, good morning, my friends. First warning, live Doppler radar. Nice, relatively quiet. We do have a couple of showers coming in along the shoreline. Let me take you over to Brevard County, see what's doing over here. A couple of showers around Melbourne, nothing too bad. Up to the Kennedy Space Center, a few showers out that way as well. Nothing too strong, just kind of watching a little bit of rainfall here or there. Up to the north around Titusville, a little bit of rain trying to sneak on in. We'll zoom in there, kind of see it, Oak Hill, Edgewater, and then over toward DeLand, watching a couple of little showers trying to sneak out your direction as well. So there's some stuff to watch, nothing too bad. Temperatures out the door, gotta tell you, like that looks awesome. Awesome. Look at that, 71 degrees in Ocala. You kidding me? I like that. 75 in Orlando, not as nice. 77 degrees Daytona Beach, not as nice. Okay, all right. So the forecast then for today does bring up showers. Once again, clouds, showers, working to around a 30% coverage 1 p.m., 40% coverage by 3 o'clock. Temperatures climbing to nearly 90 degrees. Now, when we look at the 7 day, let's take a step back and see the forest through the trees. Today, it's a 40% coverage of rain. We are talking about high risk of rip currents at our area beaches, about the same opportunity for rain tomorrow, going a little more widespread Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So the pattern kind of shifting a little bit as we're watching the storm system that's been bringing us clouds and showers and just essentially moisture opportunities as we're watching it move away. Here's the overall weather pattern. Area of low pressure sitting just off of our east coast. That's gradually pulling away. And as it pulls away, we're going to be looking better and better and better. You got to love that. It's wrapping around some showers. That's where we're getting our rain opportunities for today. But thankfully, we're not looking at anything too strong. When we look at the opportunities for flooding rains, do notice that at least there's the mention for tomorrow and Thursday, South Florida. For us, the pattern has shifted. You know, we were looking at a pretty wet weather setup, and then the models started to shift, and I don't think that anybody here is going to much complain about that. But here we go. All right, so that said, let's take a look at our rain opportunities today. Let me dial up Futurecast, and of course, that'll show us where we're at this morning. First off, clouds around, sure. Through the day, there's those coastal showers kind of resurging 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock through the afternoon. As that area of low pressure is pulling away, it's kind of pulling some of its moisture. So today, there's that opportunity for rain. Some clouds again tomorrow to start us off, right? 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Few spotty showers getting going. 3, 4, right? A little bit of rain to deal with. And then into about 5, 6 o'clock, same idea for our Thursday. Coastal showers, but going into a more widespread afternoon thunderstorm type regime. So it's not a crazy setup at all. It's just essentially watching the opportunities for rainfall. We can handle it. It's going to be just fine, right? If you do have plans to head over to the beaches, I would just say again today, rough surf and rip currents will be a thing. So we have to keep that in mind. Here's the overall weather setup, right? For tomorrow, that area of low pressure continues to gradually just pull away from us. It'll keep us with the opportunity for showers, right? But essentially, as long as this area of low pressure is kind of hanging around, depending on exactly how far away from us it travels this week, it could kind of rob it. So we could be looking at a few showers here or there, right? That's kind of the overall idea, right? All right, so that's kind of the setup for us. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast again, and then we can get into the hits, runs, and errors, and we can also look at the tropics. Remember too that today is Tuesday, which means it's tracking the tropics Tuesday with Jeremy Nelson. And we'll be doing Tracking the Tropics Tuesday at 10 a.m. So there you go. Rain opportunities each day. Back to the 90s as we're getting a little more sunshine here or there. All right? Sound good? All right, now to the questions. Oliver says, I was really enjoying the cooler temps lately. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. It is nicely cool here this morning, Cheryl says. I mean, these temperatures looked delicious, right? Yeah. Tiffany's asking, where am I? Terry, let's play Where's Eric? Oh, I'm at the airport. It's nothing fancy. I'm at the airport today. I've got coffee talk. I've got tracking the tropics. I've got a corporate thing, and then we'll see what other trouble I can get into. But yeah, at the airport today. I'm late to the party. Where's Eric? I'm at the airport. Big surprise. I just went inside instead of sitting in my car. Big surprise there. Yeah. All right. Questions, comments, concerns about our local forecast before we get into tropics. Jay says, I was just thinking today's studios have FBO vibes. No, so I'm at the southeast ramp at Sanford. So not an FBO, it's just the pilot lounge here. Yeah. So funny. So funny. All right. Questions, comments, concerns about our local forecast before we move on and see what's doing. Fly on up to Portsmouth and we'll have lunch. Oh, that's a schlep. Got to pick up the kids at school today. All right. Questions about our local forecast. Questions, comments, concerns before we go and do the tropics stuff. And again, we'll do the tropic stuff, but we'll really go in depth with Jeremy coming up on tracking the tropics at 10. All right. I'm sorry I'm late. Was actually watching on YouTube by mistake, Lisa says. I mean, we're there on YouTube. Why not? It's there for you. It's there. Good morning from Lakeland, Kevin says. David, good morning. Is Brother Frank in the room? Brother Frank, what are you doing for lunch today? Want to join? All right. Questions about our local stuff before we move on to the tropics? I'll give you about another 10 seconds. Pilot's Lounge. It's just a room. There's vending machines and there's a microwave where I can reheat my coffee. So there's that. Okay, all right. Let's talk about the tropics, my friends. That area off the coast of Africa, we've been watching it. It's nothing significant, but there is a little something going on there. This is probably going to be our next invest shortly. It's looking pretty healthy, and the Hurricane Center this morning continues to up development chances. 30% chance of formation over the next 2 days' time, 70% chance of development over the next over the next 7 days' time. This is probably going to become our next system. Mid to late week is really when that development opportunity opens up, but we'll watch that straight into the weekend. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at with this now. For anybody that's worried as far as like still 12 to 14 days away from essentially this graphic illustrates how long would a system take if it were heading directly to the United States. And we're still about 2 weeks, maybe just inside of 2 weeks. So there's a lot of time to track this. And of course, one of the tools we use is the raw computer forecast models. So let's do that. This is the American GFS model. And notice it still has that sloppy area of low pressure just east of us. So to that point, we're cloudy and we're damp and we're getting those showers, right? All right, from there, that moves away. Let me go from this view to the wide basin view and notice in the middle of the Atlantic, there's that dot, that 10,002 millibar area of low pressure. That's the system that we were just watching off the coast of Africa trying to develop. Now, through time, rolls, does its thing, recurves, stays outside of Bermuda. Okay, this is Friday, September 12th. So we're at about 10 days from now. It's curving past Bermuda, probably a hurricane. Gabrielle is the next name in the list, if you will. Sloppy low pressure over Florida, perhaps developing another low there. And then another wave coming off the coast of Africa. And that's about it for the American GFS model, right? We come back and look at the European model. Sloppy low off of Florida's coast. Then the open Atlantic develops what we were just watching off of Africa. And that's as far as the current run goes. So we have to go from the 6Z back to the 0Z. Area of low pressure perhaps developing. This is September 10th. Look at Texas, Louisiana. There's something there. Kind of lifts up to the north, nothing big. The European takes this out near Bermuda also and develops another thing off the coast of Africa around the 16th of September. Euro AI. Ba, 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 ba. Euro AI not as bullish at developing this thing. It eventually gets there, but it's slower. And so, yeah. So to that point, um, you know, thankfully, through about the midpoint of September, we don't seemingly have anything threatening us. Now, one of the reasons why this is the case is just by looking at the Madden-Julian oscillation. There are two areas that are being watched in the Pacific, and there's no surprise. Look at how the Madden-Julian oscillation is favoring the Pacific. The green is where there is tropical development favorability, and obviously we see that in the Pacific Basin. There is a window by Thursday, Friday, where we could get enough kind of lift and spin in the atmosphere to watch for something in the Atlantic. We go in, not majorly in phase, but a little in phase. So that's when we do think that we could see something get going, right? From there, continuing through, and let's just keep watching the Atlantic. Keep watching the Atlantic just to see if we end up in phase. Very much not. And I think that if we, if we were to study this hurricane season as a whole, at least through right now, the reason that we have not seen development, at least a very active season, is that Madden-Julian oscillation just has not gone in phase. So there is a window mid to late this week where there's just enough lift and spin in the atmosphere that we could develop something. The models they're not all there, but the models are trying to get there. So that's why we have now a high development chance for this wave out near the Cabo Verde Islands. All right. So that's kind of where we're at there. All right. Back here at home, we'll watch the tropics. Thankfully, nothing threatening us, just watching the overall pattern with showers. Tomorrow, getting to more thunderstorms and just keeping those storm chances kind of with us through late week and into the weekend. And that, my friends, is a quick check your forecast. A little quick today because I've got a bunch of stuff kind of going on, but here we are. Major C202 on YouTube says my audio is cutting in and out. Yeah, I unfortunately I'm using my cell phone internet because the internet here is garbage. So just doing the best I can. Sorry, guys. Listen, I'm off of work today, so I'm doing coffee talk where I can. So at the end of the day, I'm just doing the best I can. It is what it is. You know what I mean? All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything. Cruising on Royal Caribbean out of Port Canaveral to the Bahamas Monday through Friday next week. Will this affect our plans? No, no. There's no hurricane coming for you at all. Helena says, I have no problem hearing you at all. All right. Very good. Um, Janice probably going to try to. Probably. Yep. All right. All right, people. 10 o'clock, tracking the tropics. I'll be with Jeremy, and I would suspect that my internet's not going to be perfect there either. But I'm here, and I'm doing the best I can. Gonna roll with the punches. All right. Thank you all. See you at 10 o'clock for Tracking the Tropics. Be the sunshine.